All right, y'all, what's goody? I got my phone back, and I got another new phone that I gotta go pick up. So I'm gonna get back to this YouTube body. Just wanted to make a little video, shout y'all out. You know, say what's up to everybody. Let me see what's up. Let me see how I'm looking. Or how I'm sounding. Shout y'all out. You know, say what's up to. All right, I'm sounding good. You dig, and that's what it is. You feel me? I love YouTube. I love my people on YouTube. You hear me? And what's up, Jenny? Good to see you, ma. God bless you. I hope everything is well in Australia. I'm gonna be attacking YouTube with Avengers now. The warm weather's coming. I'm gonna be outside, and I got a little spot in Queens, so you know what I'm saying. I can you know, I got a spot to do lives out of and everything. It was hard for me before because I was running around, you know. But like I said, I'm getting back to this. I want to get my channel remonetized. Keeping busy, no trouble. That's good. That's what I love to hear, man. I want to see everybody doing good. What up, Easy? Easy. I seen you was telling me about the sound earlier. So I wanted to go live on this phone and you know, get back into the swing of things. And from now on, I'll be using this phone or my computer. Yo, what's up, Facts? How are you? Good to see all of you. God bless you. Now I can see the David Fox. What it do? Do me a favor, y'all. Hit the like button and share the live if you could. But Kathy, what's up? So good to see you, Kathy. Always, thank you for the love. I love you. I want to give a shout out to my man Barn. It's his birthday this month. I want to send a big shout out to Heaven. We love you. We love you, the children, and Barn. And you know, I will always cherish his the love that he spread out into the world. You heard? Yo, what up, Breezy? What's going on? Shout out to everybody. Like I said, I have been running around. Yeah, Barnes' birthday is this month, so I want Heaven to know that we love her and her children, and we love Barn, and you know, as long as I walk the earth, he will always be. You know, I always shout his name. You dig? I'm good, Breezy. Like I said, I was running around, so I was trying to you know, looking for a place. So I got a little spot now. So now I can go live. You know what I'm saying? Because when you bounce around, I don't want to do lives in other people's houses, or, you know, it wasn't a good look for me to be trying to focus on YouTube while I'm running around trying to get a place, you know. So after this is only going to be for a few months. I'm gonna be here, but then I want to get like a bigger place. So once I get the next spot, it'll really be like I'll be going live, camming up a lot. You know, I'm going to be outside a lot too. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody, man. You know, I love everybody. I want to see everybody doing well. I just wanted to come in and tap in with you guys. I have been going live off my other phone. The volume, the audio is no good. You know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna do it easy. Shout out to my guy Easy, man. That's my boy, man. You know, I got a lot of love for you, Easy, man. You know, I base the way I treat people on how they treat me. You feel what I'm saying? So anytime people treat me with love, they're gonna get it back. You feel what I'm saying? I'm glad that things have calmed down. You know what I'm saying? I don't even know if Eli still goes live anymore. I haven't been to one of his lives since I got blocked. So I don't even know what's going on. I don't even care though. Shout out to Eli though. I don't got no beef with him. You know what I'm saying? Or anybody over there. You know what I'm saying? I believe in growing and persevering. You feel what I'm saying? I don't believe in going backwards. But shout out to everybody. Shout out to shout out to the block party. Shout out to Block Cash. You already know. Big block gang, you heard? Gang over everything. But yeah, you know, like I said, I'm gonna get back to YouTube now. I'm gonna really get back to it. I got my computer. I gotta pick up that new phone, see what it's about. And you listen, I'm doing what I do. I would say about. Oh, matter of fact, I could say the date because it was on my birthday. On my birthday, like 2 days before my birthday, literally, I left the other place I was in because I was going with a family member. You know what I'm saying? And I don't want to put his business out there too much. You know what I'm saying? But I will say that I was living in conditions where I didn't feel safe. You know, I didn't feel safe sleeping. I slept with one eye open. The nigga was smoking crystal meth. He's schizophrenic. You know what I'm saying? So it was ugly. It wasn't a good situation. So that's a big fact. Shout out to all my 60s and K Bar, Keyway, Zico Loke, Big Shane, Nate Bone, all of them, Salo, Squally, everybody that ever you showed us love from over there. Sicario from Compton Vario, rest in peace, Esbo, all the Cali people that showed me love. And thank you, Kathy. All the people from Pennsylvania, Philly, Kensington, you know, all over Philly, Murph, all the people I've met along the way. I have nothing but love. I'm thankful that God put YouTube in my life. You feel me? And YouTube has made a better person out of me. And plus, it showed me a way to get money. Oh, it was the 26th of October. So what we October, November, December, January, February. So 4 months ago, I left my spot and I'm situated now, you know. So it was the right decision. Sometimes you got to go through 4 months of, you know, sleeping here and you know, eating shit or you know whatever you got to go through. You know, I'm not saying everybody's journey is the same, but you know, sometimes you got to say fuck this. I'm out of here. You know, it's you know, when I went to that spot, right, nobody was there. And when I went there, I had a relative that was jealous that I was there. So he moved there because he was jealous that I was there. So it was never a good look for me. And I should have been not left up out of there. You feel me? Good to see you too. I should have been got up out of there. You dig? But you listen, none of us are perfect. You know, it got ugly, man. It got violent. You know, one thing about me. Hold on a second. My bad, y'all. I thought he was ringing my bell. One thing about me, man, you know, I don't stress no apartment, no woman, no material item, no car, no nothing. That's one thing that I'm glad God made me like where in my mind I could always do better. I could always go do, you know, get more or I can always elevate. You know, when you got some people that in their mind, you know, that little room they got is all they're gonna, you know, they're willing to fucking kill for it and die for it. And that, you know, that's being small minded. I'm not like that. Yeah, I moved. I'm out in Queens now. I'm chilling. Kathy, like I said, that's why I'm going live now because I got situated, you know. Thank God, man. I'm happy. I'm happy. I'm doing good. I'm getting back to getting money. I had walked away from a lot of stuff. I walked away from getting money. I walked away because, you know, I was tired. I had to listen. You ain't gonna find too many people that God protected that survived the career in the streets of hustling, getting money out the street, going to jail, coming back from jail, starting over again, like all types of stuff. My story is packed with action. You know what I'm saying? You know, I survived being a heroin addict and fucking cocaine addict, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm looking for McQueen. Where's McQueen at? I'm gonna rob him. shout to McQueen. But yeah, you know, I'm lucky. I'm blessed by God, man. A lot of dudes that's 52, 53, 54, whatever, they don't, you know, their fucking body don't work. They can't walk. You know what I'm saying? They're slumped over. Like, I'm good. I still got hair. Like, I'm blessed. I'm really blessed. Dub Bubs, what up, boy? Shout to my guy Dubs. That's right. I'm here for a reason. Only facts. Good to see. Good to see all of y'all. And you know, like I said, I didn't want to keep messing with YouTube, and I'm going through all this stuff. You know, it's just not a. Sometimes you got to focus on certain things. And I told myself, my life will change if I focus on getting situated in a spot that's my own. And then that's what I did. Now I could go focus on getting money and messing with YouTube. If you in New York, holla at me, man. If you fucking with any type of bud or whatever, holla at your boy, man. I'm plugged in. I had walked away from it for like 3 years, but the guys that I was running with, he just came home from a bid, so it's back to business, and bud is legal in New York now, so it's not as dangerous as it used to be when I was doing it, and I used to sell bud, crack, dope, all that shit. So I led a very dangerous life. It's dangerous when you live like that. You don't ever know where to kick the door in. I survived raids. I've been in raids. I've been in, all types of shit. They try to kill me a few times and shootouts. You can imagine. I've been, involved in it, and I'm here to tell the children to stay away from you. Right now, what's up, Money 420? Henny, what up? Hey, what's up, Asia? Asia, I'm gonna give you a wrench when I finish the live, all right, Mom? Everybody gets suited and booted here. But like I said, when I was going hard with all that stuff, it was illegal. I caught a bunch of cases for bud, crack, dope. I've been up north for dope and crack. In New York, we call dope heroin dope. But whenever let me tell you, I want to say this though. Whenever I was fucking around with dope and crack or coke or whatever, I would always catch a case, like a serious case, a B felony, C felony. And with the weed, I was just always blessed to catch cases, but I always catch misdemeanor cases. But they was giving felonies out for weed too. Anything over half a pound in New York, they was giving you a felony charge. It used to be 9 pounds. 9 pounds. You could walk around with 9 pounds in New York up to like 1999, 2000, and it was a misdemeanor. How about that? You feel me? But listen, if you're in New York, I'm running around doing my thing. So I'm plugged in. Holla at your boy. You dig? Come put some money in a nigga pocket. And I'm really plugged in with that. That's what I did. Like I said, if you're in New York, DM me and we'll make something happen. You heard? And that's it. I'm good. I'm blessed. I'm lucky, man. What up, Steven? Yeah. It's messed up that they criminalize, but thank God they legalized it now. So you can have, even if you would get caught out there with like a pound or two now, they'll give you a misdemeanor. You know what I'm saying? They'll fucking, I would love it for them to make it like, 9 pounds, 20, 30 pounds is a misdemeanor. That'd be beautiful. But I remember when it was like, I was on the island, I was fighting a case for dope. I had a B felony and I had some weed charges, and I went to the law library, and in 1999, you could have 9 pounds of weed and it would be a misdemeanor. You know what I'm saying? So go figure. Oh, you in CT? Is it legal in CT? All right, easy, holla at me, man. We go get something to eat or something. Feel me? I'm moving around now, shit. Listen, man, one of these days when I settle down, I'm going to tell y'all my story, B. And, the bud was always with me. Like it was never one part of my life. Like if I was selling crack and dope, I was selling weed too. If I was selling dope and coke, I was selling weed too. So I always sold weed I had a fucking block that was on fire. Mayor Bloomberg did a press conference on the block. It was on the news. I led an eventful life. You know what I'm saying? That block was on fire, nigga. I made a lot of money on that block. 24/7. I used to have a homeboy named June. He used to shoot dope. He used to come get me in the morning, like 6 in the morning. Be like, come on. And I would let him work. And then from 6 in the morning to fucking 2, 3 in the morning, I already made $300, $400, $500. Straight like that. That was that. You can still, with weed, you can still do it because it's legal now. I know dudes that sit on the stoop with venues with fucking weed now in New York. You know what I'm saying? So it's different now. Back then they was on you. Yeah, thank God. That's right. You can't. That's a fact. That's a fact. I would love to tell it too, Kathy. I just want to tell it when I settle down. You know what I'm saying? When I'm like, when I'm situated, then I'm going to tell my story, But it's eventful. I lost a lot of people, man. A lot of my man's dead, from violence, from all types of shit, man. I have friends that have killed themselves. I have friends that have fucking been murdered, stabbed. I have one of my mans fucking was decapitated. One of my mans, they found him stuffed into a fucking in like a refrigerator in a vacant lot. They found like they had punched him in there or chopped him up and put him in there like that. Forget it. I seen a lot. I'm lucky, man. I'm lucky. I'm very lucky. I survived home invasions. I fucking addiction, homelessness, the penitentiary, and I'm thankful. That's why I move so humbly. That's why I'm so humble, and that's why I'm so giving and thankful. And I always got a smile on my face. You never see me mad because God. It's not written in stone that God has to wake you up every morning. You dig what I'm saying? Like there's no guarantee to life. There's no guarantee that in the morning you're getting up. So I'm always with a smile on my face. I don't give a fuck. Listen, we all got problems. I got an autistic child that I love to death. I got an elderly mother that I cook and clean for. We all have problems. I got tinnitus in my left ear. Everybody got problems. You know what I'm saying? But I'd rather be dealing with problems than out of here. Yeah, that's a fact. Where's it? Where you at? Only facts. You just tell me the state. That was God. That was God. That's a fact. I believe in God strongly. I don't do the religion thing too much because I think religion, if it's not done the right way, it can divide people. But I don't have a problem with people being religious and using it the right way and benefiting from it. There's good and bad in everything. You know what I'm saying? But I don't have a problem with anybody being any religion. And if you want to be a Muslim, a Catholic, a Christian, and that's working for you and it's helping you in your life, then I'm all for it. Oh, Michigan. Yeah, Michigan is my man is out there in Michigan too. B-Say. My man is out there in Michigan. Shout out to B-Say, man. It's legal. Weed is going to be legal in every state. Like the states that it's not legal in, like those are like real, like those are those Bible Belt states where they're just like barbaric and they, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. Me too. I follow God. And like I said, I respect everybody's viewpoint because I know people that are Muslim that are beautiful people. I know people that are Catholic and Christian that are beautiful people. I know Protestant people that are beautiful people. So, I'm just about open-mindedness. I'm about being free, letting everybody live their life the way they want to live it. I'm against the government. Oh, let me say B-Say. Now he's gonna pop up like fucking like Candyman, right? Like Freddy Krueger. Candy B-Say. But like I said, I don't, listen, man, whatever floats your boat. I really truly believe that the government is the biggest hindrance to this world. I really think that that if we were to eradicate poverty as much as we can, a lot of problems would go away. But when you got a bunch of greedy people who hoard and want everything for themselves, the resources, the wealth, the everything. I mean, it's like rolling it's like rolling a snowball uphill. It's never gonna work. I really do believe that. I was watching shout to Ruck from Ruck and Rock from Boot Camp Click, right? Shout to him. I met him a few times. Them niggas really do be in Brooklyn. And he was saying the same thing. He was like, I really believe if you eradicate poverty, things will change. And they would. Mostly all the problems is from people not having. You know, if you take a fucking group of people and you starve them, of course they're gonna get desperate. Of course. Where did he say at? It's my guy. What's up, Sean? Yeah, only facts. Like, you know, and it's getting to a point you can't even talk about them. Like, if you talk about them on YouTube, they'll ban your video. They're like, it's getting real bad. You know what I'm saying? And I was watching a video earlier where they shot that lady I think it was in Illinois. You know, the three people have been shot by ICE. 2 of them died, and I was watching the one that lived. They shot her 5 times. They shot her for honking her horn, and they jumped out the car planning to shoot her for honking her horn. And then they called her a domestic terrorist. They charged her with a bunch of crimes. You know, like, and this piece of shit that we got in office, it's because of him. He's giving them free reign to do that. You know? So we got a lot of problems before us. You know, do I think that I'm not crazy about a Democrat or a Republican. I don't like that. I don't like titles. You know what I'm saying? I like the new mayor. I like him. He's a good dude. You know, as soon as he gets into office, they're calling more types of names and give the guy a chance. You know what I'm saying? There was a situation concerning a snowball fight, right? First of all, you know, because the kids were hitting the cops with snowballs. First of all, police don't belong at a snowball fight. The police should be used for other things. The last place police belong at is a snowball fight, right? A consensual snowball fight between kids that are just having fun. You know, people have snowball fights when it snows, but they want to demonize everything, you know? Now, do I think that they should have been pelting police and all that in the head with it? No, because as a man, I'm about respect. But I don't think that we should be, you know, what about when the police shot that lady? They're not up there screaming for justice for the lady, right? They kill people, they shoot people, they injure people, they tase people, they beat people for nothing. They ain't never up there, but for a snowball fight, they want to fucking pull out the National Guard. What up, John? Yeah, they're both full of shit. Now, do I think that there are good people in government still? Yes. Mm-hmm. There's a black woman from Texas, I believe. She's the shit. I love her. There's another guy from Texas, a man. I don't know his name. I think I like Italian name. He's official. I like Manzani. I thought Obama was a decent person, you know. But I go off of my gut feeling, what my gut tells me. You dig? I don't go on what they're saying. I don't go, but I just have a good. I'm a good judge of character. You know what I'm saying? What up, Dexter? Justice is subjective. That's right. Share this live, y'all. But you know, I think there's good and bad in everything. You know, I think there's good police officers, a few of them. You know what I'm saying? I subscribe to this one police officer. I forget his name. He's bald, but he's totally against these police that are assholes. You know what I'm saying? He's always calling the police out. You know, and I think that it's a shame because I think the good police are the minority, and I think that since they speak up, they're targeted. You know what I'm saying? But listen, man, life is a struggle for anybody. There's never gonna be a moment in time. Even if they would eradicate poverty and things would have changed immensely, there's still gonna be problems. You know, people are still gonna use drugs. You know, as far as drugs are concerned, Matt Norton, thank you, Sean. Yeah, that's my boy. Matt is my boy. You know, even, you know, there's still going to be problems, but the point is to make as least problems as possible. Let's get rid of the problems that we can get rid of. You feel me? You know, let's get rid of the fucking problems that we know we can get rid of. And we'll work on everything else. It's never going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. ever. You know what I'm saying? Only God is perfect. You know, and he's the only one that's perfect for a reason. You know, we mess everything up. God done gave us paradise. God has given us every resource that we need to live a beautiful life. And we've messed a lot of stuff up. And we suffer the repercussions of that. When you pollute everything, when you pollute the air that you breathe, the water you drink, the food you eat, then you're going to suffer the repercussions of that. When you force people into poverty, you know what I'm saying? When you fight and war and perpetuate war on the land that he's given to you, you're going to suffer. You know what I'm saying? I like the words he said. Yeah, I like Matt. Matt is not a cop anymore though, and the precinct Matt was that them niggas was like on some the people shit. But that's what it takes. You gotta have a group of them like that. Like the whole precinct gotta be like that. You know, the police objective should not to be incarcerated, but to elevate. You know, and when you got a bunch of cops that think like that, then you can have good communities. Because at the end of the day, somebody has to protect the community. Somebody has to make sure people aren't killing each other. Somebody has to help people when they're in need. You know what I'm saying? And you can't everybody can't have a gun legally. You know what I'm saying? That's just, because at the end of the day, some people have no business with a gun. You dig? And their last resource should be to hurt somebody. They should go all out not to hurt somebody. That should be the whole, game plan. But we got a lot of fucking maniacs out there that they're psychotic, man. You watch that video of the girl that gets shot by ICE. Those ICE officers are jumping out the car. They want to shoot. They're saying, let's go get her. Let's shoot her. And then after they shoot her, they're texting each other like, yeah, I showed her some why you don't fuck with us. So, all this goofy shit that they say. They're just maniacs, homicidal. And then the leader of ICE, the little short guy with the fucking big boss man haircut, he's a scumbag. He was, telling them, yo, you guys did a great job. I can't wait for you to shoot more people. More basically. Yeah, that's another thing too, Sean. Police don't police. They shouldn't be policing each other. Why the fuck? That's like telling a drug dealer, that's like taking a drug dealer and then giving him a fucking drug dealer for a parole officer. It don't make no fucking sense. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's like taking a fucking drug addict, an intravenous drug user, and telling them, yo, you got to watch those 10 kilos of heroin. Here's the keys. You know what I'm saying? What up, Brunswick? You know what I'm saying? That is the stupidest shit ever, having police like that. You shouldn't be able to say police 3 times. You should not be able to say police. You know what I'm saying? Like, there's no way, man. Even the federal government is not good at fucking policing law enforcement, because they're all in the same, they're all on the same team. You know what I'm saying? They are all on the same team. Like, you dig what I'm saying? We need change in this world. We don't need fucking more of the same. The ways we're doing is not working. Shit is not working. It's not good. People are suffering. You got a lot of diseases that need fighting. There's so many things that we should be focusing our attention on than the goofiness that's taking place. And as far as you got this idiot president of ours, right? He's bombing all these places, right? You know why it's wrong? First of all, he's not doing that to free those people. Trump could give a fuck about a bunch of Iranian people and giving them freedom. If you believe he's doing that for the freedom of the Iranian people, I got a bridge in Brooklyn and Manhattan for sale. Hit my Cash App, $ KWINLO. You heard? 200. They're yours. So, but anyway, You know, they're going over there to take all that oil or whatever resources they have, right? So, but he puts his fucking USA hat on. He does a press conference. And he's like, "We're freeing the people, and Iranians are terrorists." And da, da, da. But check this out, right? Them, yeah, they kidnapped Americans like 40 years ago. You know, there might be terrorists in Iran, but they haven't been doing nothing to us lately. And if they ain't fucking with us, we shouldn't be fucking with them. What's up, Deuce? Salute. If they ain't messing with us, we shouldn't be messing with them. And what happens is when you go over there and you bomb them, innocent people get killed. And then their children grow up to hate Americans. And that's when fucking American citizens are in danger because of stupid shit like that. Read today that the government is trying to take the Trump's power away from just starting a war. Yeah, I mean, yo, listen, they need to get him the fuck out of there. He's a fucking maniac. He's a pedophile. He's a piece of shit. Get him out of here. You know, his name is all in that Epstein shit more than anybody. You know, but they're redacting shit and they don't want to release shit. And like, listen, release why? For what now? Because they took everything out probably that could, you know, incriminate him or incriminate certain people. And even if he was to be, you know, found guilty enough to be charged with something, he would just pardon himself. You know, you can't give people that much power. Yeah, that's right. That's right, dudes. Like, what the fuck is the benefit for the American people? You know, of course, it's going to benefit these fucking the government that's going to get richer from it and get the resources and get whatever they're going to get out of it. But what happens is the American people are now in danger because them fucking, you got people in Iran that are, what do you call them? Fanatics. They'll fucking put a bomb to their chest and go up in 42nd Street, God forbid. But you know, that's the type of shit we got to worry about. You know, while these motherfuckers like Trump, they're sitting pretty, they're safe, they got an army protecting them. Like, you know, nah, man. You know? Yeah, yeah. You know, it don't benefit the American people, it benefits the government. They reap the benefits. And like I said, American lives are in danger because, like I said, you got fanatics over there that will tape a fucking bomb to their chest filled with nails and fucking bacteria. Like, you know, God forbid, I hope that never happens, but this is the type of stuff that are, you know, repercussions. You know? None of these motherfuckers got to worry about none of that shit. You see when he had the attempt on his life? That was from a maniac. That was from a guy that was just that was, I don't even want to call him a maniac because you know what, at the end of the day, they have reasons for doing what they do. You know, the people see what's going on. They know what this government does. And it's not just the American government, but it's the American government, since it's the strongest government in the world, they're bullies. They're bullies. You know what I'm saying? Do I love the citizens of America? Fuck yeah. I love all my brothers and sisters, not just in America. I love my brothers and sisters across the world. You know? I love all my brothers and sisters. I love all my brothers and sisters of every nationality, of every race, creed, and denomination. You know? But when you start doing that negative brainwashing and propaganda and USA, and then the motherfuckers will do anything that a government president or somebody in power tells them to do. That's negative. That's bad. You know, I don't want to send our soldiers to kill innocent people. I want our soldiers safe in America and ready to defend us if they have to. No, but that's something I would be interested in. I love history. Sean. Like I'm always reading about history, and I did like a few months ago, I was reading how Vlad the Impaler took over. But Vlad the Impaler was kidnapped as a child. Him and his brother, they were separated. He was, fucking abused and beat and taught, how to fight like a ninja, And when he got his chance, he took back the country he was rightfully supposed to inherit. You know what I'm saying? And when he did all those impaled everybody, he wanted to scare the fuck out of people into never trying to take him off the throne. Or did what they did to him when he was a child. You know what I'm saying? You got to be careful what you do to people when they're babies and they're young. It could fucking, you turn somebody into a psychotic maniac. Get a little water. Yeah, man. Yo, listen. I pray for all of us at the end of the day, and I pray that somebody could stop this fucking maniac. But like I said, I'm not a fan of Democrats or Republicans. I'm a fan of good people. If we're all on the same page, it doesn't matter what you're labeled as. Do I think the Democrats are the lesser of the two evils? Yeah. And unfortunately, I live in a country where I have, you're supposed to pick one, But if it was up to me, not one fucking citizen would go vote. You know what I'm saying? Not one citizen would go vote. And we would stop spending money with all these fucking people's companies, and we would fucking hit them where it hurts in the wallet. You know what I'm saying? Why the fuck vote for who? In the last probably like fucking, I voted one time, right? Except for the last one that just passed because I didn't want to vote Donald Duck to win. So 2 times in my life I voted, right? The one time I voted for Bill Clinton, right? When I was young. But other than that, and even Bill Clinton, he once I started to really understand politics and government and how this shit really works, I come to understand that they're all it's all the same. Like I said, the Democrats are just the lesser of the evils, and there's more better people on the Democrat side of the fence. The younger people are on the Democrat side of it. Like I said, the politicians that appeal to me, they are Democrats. There's a black lady in Texas. She was just at the hearings where they were talking to the ICE dickheads. And there's another dude from Texas. He's a dude. He's got like an Italian name. I like him. I like Manzani. But as far as, there's maybe 1 or 2 more. Hakeem Jeffries, I fuck with Barack Obama. There's a few. But there's not that many. Ron Paul, I thought Ron Paul was a good dude. Ron Paul is the only politician I ever in my life seen go on TV and say, yo, listen, they trying to put a new world order into effect. We got to stop this shit. They want to, they want to do a one world government. Like, I never seen any politician say that before. And then what happened was after he said that, they started sabotaging his fucking campaign. There was fucking, the wheels on his bus were magically deflated. All types of shit. His plane couldn't leave because this reason. Like, they sabotaged his fucking his campain. I never seen a politician get on camera and say, "Yo, listen, they're trying to institute a new world order. They want a one world government." And so if you watch that, right, if you watch Ron Paul say, "Yo, listen, new world order, one world government," and you don't believe that shit is real, then you just a fucking imbecile. And not only are they fixed, every politician has to be okay by the Bilderberg Committee before they even run for president. You know, it's a very controlled thing. There's a lot of people behind the scenes that not too many people know about that are really the ones really pulling strings and, like you said, fixing things and making sure this guy gets over here. And, you know, yeah, like I get right, John. Like the Democrats are the lesser of the evil. Like I said, there's more good people on the side of the fence with the Democrats, but there's some real evil scumbags in there too. You know, but like I said, they're the lesser of the evils, and there's some good dudes in the Democrat side of the fence. So that's the shit. That's what I gotta go with. You know, that's who you gotta go with. You know, it's, you know what it is. Look, the main thing that stops, you know, these pieces of shit like Trump from totally just absolutely having total power. So many people in the world. There's something like 11 billion people, I think, or 10 billion. I don't know the exact number. But you can't control that many people. It's fucking impossible. It's impossible. The only other way would be to eradicate. You know what I'm saying? And regardless of what anybody thinks, God is strong, man. God is strong. There's a lot of really good fucking people in this world, and I have a lot of faith, and I believe in God. I believe in greatness and good, and you know what I'm saying. So, you know, I never give up hope. I never give up hope. Matter of fact, let me give Asia her wrench right now because I got the other phone on. But yeah, I never give up hope, man. Okay. All right, Asia, you stood and booted. But like I said, man, you know, I'm optimistic, man. There's a lot of good people in this world. I met so many good people on YouTube. Great fucking excellent people, you know. There's a lot of good people. Shout out to my guy Mikey B. I think the world of Mikey B. You know what I'm saying? You know, my man Deuce, that's all of you guys, and my man Deuce that's in the chat, man. I know Deuce for like 6 or 7 years now. That's my road dog. We've been together for like 7 years, you know. And I'm thankful to have a something like YouTube, even though they're driving me crazy with all the, you know, you can't say this, you got to do this, and all the censorship, because I'm big on freedom of everything, freedom of speech, freedom of thought, freedom of movement. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, matter of fact, I'm going to end the live on that thought. Because I got to go take care of some business. I love you guys, all right? I'll be live a lot more. Please come through. And I'll be doing panels too. Feel me? So you guys can come up, all right? I love you guys. I'll be around. I'll see you guys later. Let me read this before I left. Look at Gavin Newsom. That dude had an affair with his best friend's wife. If he can't be trusted with his best friend's wife, how the F anyone's supposed to be? And you know what? That is a great statement. Great statement, right? I love you guys. I'll see you guys later, right?